Greetings to all our viewers and listeners. Today, we'll be discussing an unusual topic, attacking play and long pips without sponge. Is it compatible? Can you play in an attacking style while using long pips OX? That is, you have an attacking inverted rubber on your racket and long pips without a sponge, and you're playing aggressively. Is this possible? Don't get me wrong. Such strange thoughts might cross the mind of a sane person. Perhaps you're an enthusiast of table tennis, you've played in an attacking style for some time, and then, by chance, you started experimenting with other rubbers. You tried this and that, attack, defense, and discovered that you like different styles. Both attacking play and playing with pips. Or maybe you're an attacking player who got wasted during the New Year holidays, and you came to a tournament and accidentally left your racket at home. You took a racket from some pips player and ended up using it for the whole tournament. After that, you started pondering the meaning of life and the connection between long pips and attacking play. Is there life on Mars? Can you play in an attacking style with long pips without a sponge? By the way, while we're making interesting and useful videos and reviews for you, make sure to visit our TT Maximum store more often to do some shopping. That will be the best way to thank us for our videos. If you're a pips player who likes to attack, you periodically integrate attacks into your slow pips game. When a good ball comes, you attack. Overall, you most likely play in a passive, slow style, occasionally switching to an attack. But if we're talking about playing in an attacking style, being an attacker, and at the same time using long pips OX, is that realistic? After all, an attacking style is a certain rhythm of play, always fast, or mostly fast. An attacker always tries to shift to aggressive, powerful actions. Faster, stronger, harder. But long pips without sponge imply an opposite rhythm of play. Slow, pulling you into a tussle at the table, slowing down any attack. Can you combine this into a unified attacking style of play? Guys, I don't know. I thought it couldn't be done. But there's a player who does it. So let's just take a closer look and analyze what he's doing. For those of you who are scratching your heads and wondering why all this matters, I'll say that it's a bit outside the logic. It's not for efficiency or tournament success. It's just out of curiosity, for entertainment, for fun. It might be interesting to enthusiasts who like variety and want to enjoy the process of playing. So, here's a player who attacks and uses long pips OX. His racket is quite interesting. Though he's an attacker, his blade isn't attacking nor defensive. It's from the all-round category, to be specific, the all-plus blade butterfly Juice-Hook. It's considered fast within all-round blades. The blade is old and doesn't offer the best playing characteristics by modern standards. And perhaps some of you are wondering, why did he choose this blade instead of an attacking one? I think it's about the weight of the racket. He plays an attacking style, meaning he often plays aggressively. One of his rubbers is long pips without a sponge. These rubbers are much lighter than typical inverted rubbers with maximum thickness. So, his racket is light, which causes a noticeable disadvantage when attacking and blocking. The racket's weight is much lower, and as a result, the attack's power is reduced, and block control is worse, especially against powerful attacks. The butterfly Juice-Hook has a larger paddle, like defensive blades. Thus, the racket's weight is increased due to the larger size of the wooden rubber. It partially compensates for the lack of weight compared to a typical attacker's racket. The inverted rubber is red, a fast Japanese tensor. And the highlight of the setup is the long pips Meteorite OX from the Chinese brand Giant Dragon. They are black. This is a very old and well-known pips model. We did a review on them, you can check it out on the link under this video. These pips are not for beginners. Though they are cheap, if used competently, they can perform impressive destructive tricks. They used to be quite popular, or perhaps they still are, I'm not sure. And it seems like they work just fine in this attacker's hands. Opponents make mistakes. By the way, you might have noticed that there are many rallies with pips in this video, and this doesn't exactly resemble an attacker's game. Yes, this video features a lot of rallies with pips, but if you watch full matches of this player, the picture will be more attacking. However, due to this attacker's tactics, most of his attacking rallies are rather boring. So, how does this player manage to play in an attacking style with long pips OX on his racket? I've identified 3 key aspects. First, He is excellent at twiddling his racket. This allows him to quickly twiddle the racket and use the inverted rubber, even during fast rallies, where he first attacks with one side and then with the other. Second, the attacker serves really well. Visually, his serves seem ordinary. If you look closely, you don't see anything special. Opponents often make mistakes, either responding passively and giving him a chance to open an attack, or even to attack powerfully. And it gives the pips player the ability to compete on equal terms with inverted rubber attackers. Third, the pips player is very effective at executing the first attack, or opening the attack. If he starts the attack with a slow topspin, with a forehand or backhand, his opponents often make mistakes. The ball often flies over the table. Or the opponents make a block and for some reason, the ball hits into the net. In other words, the pips player varies the spin during the opening the attack. This is, of course, a great skill. Sometimes, after his slow topspin, the ball bounces unexpectedly fast and low on the opponent's side. It's a very tricky ball, and you just don't expect that kind of bounce and miss it. These three aspects together significantly increase the pips player's competitiveness. He often takes the initiative and wins a point in 1 or 2 shots. So, if you want to play attack with long pips without a sponge, here's an effective algorithm for you. This pips player rarely gets into long rallies at a fast pace, where balls come to him on the pips and he has to defend. He wins either during his serve or at the first or second attacking shots. If he has to receive an opponent's attack, he has a good block with the inverted rubber. He either does a passive block or an aggressive powerful block, which makes life difficult for the opponent. Sometimes, he adds downward movement when blocking, and an unclear ball flies to the opponent's side. As for the pips play, when defending, the pips player doesn't try to make his returns complicated. Opponents generally continue their attacks against his defensive chops with relative confidence. Apparently, the pips player simply returns the ball to the table and tries to switch to an attack or aggressive block. Defenders, of course, don't play this way at the top levels of play. But for this player it is enough just to return the ball. Regarding pips play closer to the table, I must give credit to the Meteorite OX pips. Even at the high skill level, opponents make many mistakes against these pips, both against pushing and against his serve receives. Sometimes they make mistakes. Sometimes they play less confidently and give the initiative to the pips player, who then opens the attack very well. So, if you already know how to play with long pips without sponge and want to play aggressively with destructive pips, you can try Meteorite OX. Just don't expect them to win everything for you. After all, these pips aren't self-playing. You need to get used to them, feel their properties, and use their strengths. Yes, the pips player doesn't always act like an attacker. On receiving serves, he often plays with the pips and gives away the initiative. But if the opponent attacks after that, the pips player has a reliable block with the inverted rubber and a confident counterattack. So, he's comfortable playing as the second player and always looks for an opportunity to attack. By the way, while I'm sharing all this secret information with you, please hit the like button and subscribe. For all that's good and against all that's bad, click and come to our store for some shopping. Overall, it seems like, if he wanted to, the pips player could play with 2 inverted rubbers and be a typical attacker. His attacking skills are good enough. But apparently, he enjoys sometimes playing with pips, switching between fast, powerful style and slow pips play, and occasionally defending. And this is at the high skill level. So, guys, if you want to attack a lot and enjoy playing with OX pips, you can definitely do that. It requires smart play and good tactics. It's more complicated than being an attacker with 2 inverted rubbers. You need to be able to play with pips, ideally with both sides. You need to be able to twiddle the racket. You need to think more and implement a well-thought-out strategy, or you'll be pushed away from the table and constantly stuck in defense. But we can see that an ordinary guy, without any major advantages like height, competes confidently at a high level, simply thanks to smart tactics and probably a lot of enthusiasm. So, play with pips more often and terrorize inverted rubber attackers with all your proletarian hate. That's all. If you have any questions about this topic, feel free to ask them in the comments below the video.